Hey and welcome to the Daily Man United News show. Let's begin with our daily news. Erik Ten Hag happy with Manchester United's performance against Newcastle. Manchester United manager Erik Ten Hag was pleased with his side's performance despite dropping two crucial points in a 0-0 draw against Newcastle United. United had two golden opportunities towards the end to win it, but Fred and Marcus Rashford missed easy chances. Newcastle were brave and pressed throughout the match, making it difficult for Ten Hag's side to pass out from the back. In his post-match interview, the Dutchman stated, "I am disappointed with the result, but I am happy with the performance. The pressing was good, we made them run. They, Newcastle, are one of the best physical teams. They had cramp in the end. We broke them, but we didn't kill them. We had the chances. We have to cover 4 games in 10 days. I want to keep the strikers fresh. We have to rotate there. Rashi didn't have energy for the whole game, so we have to plan it." The United boss was not pleased with the referee's performance. Jadon Sancho went down in the opposition box to what looked like a clear foul, which the official did not give. Ten Hag said, "I don't have a comment on the ref's performance. United's next two Premier League fixture against Tottenham and Chelsea could be crucial. Ten Hag will be hoping that his team give their all in what could be a season-defining week." Newcastle United boss gives a verdict on Cristiano Ronaldo's disallowed goal for Manchester United. Manchester United thought they had taken the lead when Cristiano Ronaldo nicked the ball off Newcastle United's Nick Pope and slotted it into the back of the net. Defender Fabian Schär seemingly took a free kick just outside the Magpies box after touching the ball and leaving it for the goalkeeper. Pope apparently assumed that the free kick was yet to be taken. It was always going to be interesting to see what the opposition camp thought of this moment, as they would have perhaps wanted to stand if their team had done it. Their manager, Eddie Howe, gave his verdict on his post-match interview, saying, "I could see it at the time, and for me it was clear Fabi wasn't taking the kick, he was allowing Nick to do it. I don't know if the ref had blown his whistle, but I don't think he had to restart play. For me, it was clear that Nick was waiting to actually deliver the free kick, and then, obviously, Ronaldo had taken the ball off him. It would have been a very, very difficult goal to swallow if it had stood." The Red Devils have only themselves to blame for what happened in the second half after this incident. Marcus Rashford in particular had a huge chance, and so did Fred. Chelsea's win against Aston Villa means the gap between us and the top 4 spot has now increased to 3 points. Manchester United injury boost as Harry Maguire is fit and running in training. Manchester United captain Harry Maguire has received a significant boost in his injury rehabilitation efforts ahead of the Qatar World Cup. According to the Daily Mail, Maguire is back in team training and running with his teammates. The England international did not feature against Newcastle. Now, the 29-year-old has been out of action since England's incredible draw against Germany in the UEFA Nations League. There were fears that the defender could miss out on the World Cup courtesy of the injury setback, but the player will now have a chance to stake his claim in Gareth Southgate's team. Southgate has come under increasing pressure to drop Maguire from the Three Lions team in favor of other players who feature more prominently for their clubs. Maguire lost his place in the team, with Ten Hag preferring a partnership of Rafael Varane and Lisandro Martinez over the former Leicester man. Southgate admitted concerns about the skipper's lack of playing time for the 20-time English champions, but backed him to return to his best form. He said he would only drop him should the situation become untenable. Maguire's return could not come at a better time for the Reds after in Newcastle United embark on a string of challenging games where they will face Tottenham, Chelsea and West Ham. The Europa League is another competition, with Ten Hag looking to finish first in the group. Varane and Martinez, however brilliant they are, cannot play every game and must be rested occasionally. It will fall to Maguire to come into the team and let his performances speak for him. Former Manchester United player slams the transfer of Donny van de Beek. Former Manchester United player Paul Parker has criticized the club's decision to sign Donny van de Beek, speaking to Indiabet. Parker stated. Donny was clearly bought by a sporting director or a winnable person who plays online, who plays FIFA football and thinks he knows the players, but in theory, he doesn't know them because he hasn't done his homework. The Dutch midfielder was signed in the summer of 2020 under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. At the time, he was touted to be one of the most exciting young midfielders across Europe and had been heavily linked to a move to Real Madrid. Solskjaer hardly started him in matches, making people wonder whether he wanted the player in the first place. The Dutchman's career has spiraled downwards, risking his place in the national side. Parker went on to add, Donny van de Beek is one of those players that looked good in an Ajax team in the Champions League period, but Manchester United is the biggest club in the world. He's come there and he suddenly realized this is just too big of a club for him. He just came there as a rabbit in headlamps. The club was in turmoil at the time they bought Van de Beek, and during his time at United, he has been mixed with all different managers. He came at the wrong time. He arrived at the club in a period where fruit and vegetables were mixed in the same dish, and it doesn't really work. There was no organization, and it's a shame, really, because he looks like a lovely lad. United should be looking to move him on to recuperate some transfer revenue. Frenkie de Jong admits he came under heavy pressure to leave Barcelona for Manchester United. Barcelona midfielder Frenkie de Jong has admitted that he was pressured by the club and especially Barcelona president Juan Laporta to leave in the summer. The Dutch midfielder was linked all summer with a move to Manchester United, but he resisted such a switch, electing to stay with the Blaugrana instead. A dispute over the player's deferred wages complicated matters even further and made the Red Devils eventually give up the hunt for him. Since the failed move, de Jong's stature at the club has diminished significantly. He has been reduced to a bench player and rarely starts, with Xavi preferring Pedri and Gavi as the two in front of Sergio Busquets. Struggling for minutes at the Spotify Camp Nou stadium, de Jong has only managed one start in the Champions League and only 4 in La Liga, with the latest against Real Madrid yesterday. In an interview with Ziggo Sport via 90 Minute, the 25-year-old said, I was calm. I decided in May that I wanted to stay. My opinion never changed during the whole period. I remained calm. But then, the pressure started coming from the newspaper, from the president, from everywhere, in fact. But I wanted to stay at Barca, so it never bothered me. In the frank interview, de Jong conceded that he was well aware that Xavi would play him less. Certainly, de Jong is not showing any likelihood of wavering on his position that he does not want United. The club should move on and look elsewhere rather than dither in wishful thinking that his stance will magically change one day. Manchester United ready to pounce on Inter Milan defender Denzel Dumfries. Manchester United and Chelsea are firmly interested in Inter Milan right-back Denzel Dumfries. Both English clubs were linked to the defender over the summer, but the player, mindful of first-team opportunities ahead of the World Cup, chose to remain in Italy. The Red Devils' interest in the player, however, does not seem to have faded, with the club in the search of someone to compete with Diogo Dalot. Since Erik ten Hag's arrival, Aaron Wan-Bissaka has barely featured and has been deemed to not be in the manager's plans, according to Inter Live via Sport Witness. Despite Inter not wanting to deprive themselves of their Flying Dutchman, especially not mid-season, they know the shadow of Manchester United and Chelsea continues to float over him. The idea stems from the fact his performances are raising his value, as Dumfries has reached a value of around 45 to 50 million euros in the summer. If not even in January, he could even end up in the Premier League. Such is the level of interest in England that Inter have already started sounding out possible replacements for Dumfries. Juventus Colombian star Juan Cuadrado is a possibility who could arrive at the San Siro as a free agent in place of the Netherlands international. Besides Cuadrado, Torino's Wilfried Singo is another alternative. He is a younger option, although he would command a fee. Dumfries' main point of attraction for both Chelsea and United is his ability to play in wide positions and overlap in excellent fashion. He would be a solid option to pick from alongside Dalot should he come to the theatre of dreams. Manchester United make inquiry for Inter Milan star but face competition from PSG. Manchester United have made an inquiry for Inter Milan striker Lautaro Martinez but will face competition from Paris Saint-Germain. With Cristiano Ronaldo's contract at Manchester United expiring next summer, a new striker could be in the pipeline for Erik ten Hag's side. The Portuguese veteran is 37 years old and is already showing signs of not being the player he once was, so bringing in a replacement for the long term would be some smart business. According to La Gazzetta dello Sport, Manchester United have submitted an inquiry to Inter Milan regarding the possibility of signing Martinez, but they will face competition from Paris Saint-Germain. Martinez managed 21 league goals last season for Inter Milan and has started the season with 4 goals in the league so far. The Argentine international would be an excellent addition to Manchester United, and at the age of 25, he still has plenty of his career ahead of him. Linking up with his Argentina teammate and namesake Lisandro Martinez could be a possibility in the near future, but the competition from PSG won't make it easy for Manchester United. Manchester United sent scouts to watch Rafael Leao play against Chelsea. Manchester United are monitoring AC Milan forward Rafael Leao and sent scouts to watch the 23-year-old play against Chelsea in the Champions League, according to Mirror. Erik ten Hag is said to be a big admirer of the Portuguese international, who has been compared to the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo and Thierry Henry. Chelsea came out on the top in both the ties against Milan, winning 3-0 and 2-0 respectively in both legs. While Leao started both games, he failed to score or assist any goal and was largely kept quiet by the Blues defense. Not the best audition, one must say. It's hardly surprising to see United show interest in the young forward. The 23-year-old sees his current contract run out in 2024 and is refusing to put pen to paper a new deal. The Portuguese international joined the Rossoneri in 2019 but gained the attention of everyone last season. Leao scored 11 goals and registered 10 assists in 34 league games to help his side lift the Scudetto and was also named the Serie A MVP player. United could do with a player like the Portuguese on their side. Ronaldo is in the winter of his career, while Anthony Martial is very injury prone. Adding Leao to lead the line with Marcus Rashford and Antony would make it one of the best in England and Europe, but the Red Devils are not alone in their pursuit. Chelsea and Manchester City have also been keeping tabs on the winger, and it will be wise for the club to step up their pursuit. Fans would like the winger to play for their side and not the other way around. The last time the Reds signed a Portuguese with roots in the Sporting Lisbon academy, new pages were added to the club's history. Cristiano Ronaldo has become a legend at the club, while Bruno Fernandes has also made a big impact since signing in the winter of 2020. Maybe Leao can follow in the same footsteps and have his own legacy at Old Trafford. I will be uploading daily Man United news, so keep your eyes on the channel and don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate your support. Peace out.